In the main event of ONE Grit and Glory, Yoshitaka, Nobita, Naito of Japan reclaimed the coveted ONE Strawweight World Championship, edging out Brazilian rival Alex "Little Rock" Silva via razor-thin split decision. With both men flaunting their delicate expertise on the mat, it was a technical grappling display as Naito and Silva battled for leverage. Naito showcased his overwhelming wrestling skills to consistently bring Silva down to the ground, controlling the action on the canvas. Silva defended well against Naito's attacks by resorting to his world-class Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu pedigree, but it was not enough to earn him the win as his Japanese foe's grappling proved too much to overcome. With a drive to recapture the gold that he lost to Silva last December, Naito punctuated the final round in dominant position to emerge the victor on 2 of the 3 judges' scorecards, earning him the split decision win. In the co-main event of the evening, local martial arts superstar Stefan Rahardian of Indonesia sent the crowd into a rapturous chorus of cheers with a spectacular performance, clinching his 9th straight victory, with a submission finish of Himanshu Kaushik of India to remain undefeated. After trading strikes with Kaushik to begin the bout, Rahardian shot in for the takedown, bringing his opponent to the canvas. On the mat, Rahardian quickly took the back and secured the rear naked choke to seal the deal. Leandro Atades of Brazil solidified his position as a top contender in ONE Championship's talented middleweight division by defeating former world champion Vitaly Bigdash via third-round stoppage. From the first round to the last, the 2 middleweights employed efficient strategies. Atades utilized his speed and power to connect on a handful of thudding strikes on Bigdash, who responded with counter-punches and kept the action standing. After going back and forth in the striking department, Atades was able to connect on a Superman punch, sending Bigdash crashing to the canvas. On the mat, Atades relentlessly poured down harrowing blows to secure the finish and claim the GoDaddy knockout of the night. Making his ONE Super Series debut, Lithuania's Sergej Maslabajev authored a stellar performance to the delight of the crowd by routing Croatian foe Antonio Plazabot in their highly anticipated rematch. Although Plazabot sought redemption of the highest order and proved that he was a much different kickboxer than when they first met 2 years ago, Maslabajev showcased his trademark power, catching his opponent with powerful hooks while blasting his counterpart with thunderous high kicks. Maslabajev closed out the final round of the match on a strong note, unleashing a volley of punches that steered him to a unanimous decision win. Local female martial arts star Priscilla Hertati-Lumban continued her winning ways, taking her 3rd straight victory in the ONE Championship cage with a submission finish of Rome, the Rebel, Trinidad of the Philippines. After a brief exchange of strikes at the center of the mat, Jael grabbed a hold of Trinidad's neck in a standing guillotine. As Trinidad tried to fend off the submission, action transitioned to the mat with Jael still holding on to Trinidad's neck, and the tap came shortly after. A grueling featherweight showdown between Sorsay of Cambodia and Victorio Sendik of Indonesia transpired inside the ONE Championship cage. Neither of the two would give each other any quarter for 3 whole rounds as both men traded their best defense all throughout the contest. However, Sorsay was able to pull away in the 3rd round, staggering Sendik with a series of solid overhand rights before dragging his foe to the canvas for a chain of ground and pound. In the end, Sorsay's gallant effort was rewarded by the 3 judges at cage side with a unanimous decision victory. In a catchweight contest, Tetsuya Yamada of Japan claimed victory inside the ONE Championship cage, finishing veteran martial artist Eric the Natural Kelly of the Philippines by first-round submission. Yamada traded strikes with Kelly to begin the match, and waited for the perfect time to take his opponent to the ground. On the mat, Yamada quickly took Kelly's back and locked in the rear naked choke to force the tap. In a ONE Super Series bout, hard-hitter Yoshitaka of Serbia emerged triumphant against Strazos Mikios of Greece via unanimous decision in a 3-round Muay Thai clash. Featuring plenty of action and excitement, both men traded their best shots from bell to bell. However, it was Topic who showcased superior technique, plastering his Greek opponent with crisp elbow strikes and lashing kicks to the body. All three judges ruled the bout in favor of Topic. Singapore's Radim Rahman made a successful return to the ONE Championship cage after a long 3-year absence, making quick work of opponent Tang Japan of China. Tang began the bout aggressively, looking to put together combinations, but Rahman's superior grappling took precedence. After Rahman took Tang to the mat and secured the back, the Singaporean locked in the rear naked choke that forced the tap. Indonesian national wrestling champion Nobita Siregar figured in a brilliant professional debut, dominating countryman Dodi Mardian in the first round to score an exciting submission victory. Siregar was relentless with his takedowns, slamming Mardian to the ground on multiple occasions. On the mat, Siregar overwhelmed Mardian from start to finish, clinching the win with a rear naked choke barely 4 minutes into the contest. Indonesian strawweights Rizky King Kong Umar and Don Barawa kicked off ONE Grit and Glory with a spirited exchange of strikes to the delight of the packed Jakarta Convention Center crowd. After an intense first round which saw both athletes have their moments, Umar took advantage of an exhausted Barawa in the second round, forcing the tap from a deep, rear naked choke. Official results for ONE Grit and Glory ONE Strawweight World Championship bout: Yoshitaka Naito defeats Alex Silva by split decision (SD). After 5 rounds strawweight bout, Stefan Hardian defeats Himanshu Kaushik by submission, rear naked choke. At 2:25 minutes of round 1 middleweight bout, Leandro Atades defeats Vitaly Bigdash by TKO. Strikes. At 2:41 minutes of round 3 ONE Super Series kickboxing catchweight bout, 95 kg, Sergey Maslobodjev defeats Antonio Plazabot by unanimous decision (UD). After 3 rounds women's atomweight bout, Priscilla Hurtati Lumbanjale defeats Rome Trinidad by submission, guillotine. At 2:27 minutes of round 1 featherweight bout, Sorsay defeats Victorio Sendik by unanimous decision (UD). After 3 rounds catchweight bout, 72.0 kg, Tetsuya Yamada defeats Eric Kelly by submission, rear naked choke. At 3:00 minutes of round 1 ONE Super Series Muay Thai bantamweight bout, Yoshitaka defeats Strazos Mikios by unanimous decision (UD). After 3 rounds bantamweight bout, Radim Rahman defeats Tang Japan by submission, rear naked choke. At 1:19 minutes of round 1 flyweight bout, Nobita Siregar defeats Dodi Mardian by submission, rear naked choke. At 3:59 minutes of round 1 strawweight bout, Rizky Umar defeats Don Barawa by submission, rear naked choke. At 1:22 minutes of round 2,